Ayan, mangiyak-ngiyak ang langit 'no, dahil sa bigat. Hello everyone, ayan, sa mga taga, Lanao del Norte at del Sur. Shoutout po sa inyo lahat. Sa mga taga ayan, may mga taga Asturias, Cebu, hello, shoutout po. And para naman sa mga taga South Cotabato, thank you so much po sa, ah, mga taga-subaybay natin diyan. Hi po sa mga taga Cebu. Mabuhay ang taong bayan sa Cebu na mga kapitbahay ko. Hello sa mga taga Bohol, ayan, kita tayo soon. And of course sa mga taga Negros, ingat po kayo diyan, Negros Occidental at Negros Oriental. 3:00 pa naman po yung scheduled live natin, so magkuwentuhan muna tayo. Makipagkuwentuhan tayo kay Teacher Angel, ang inyo pong, um, coach for this afternoon. No, we have arts and appreciation for September 2024 board examination. Yan. Sige, Teacher Angel, do you wanna greet them
Yes, thank you
bago
so
tayo
much,
magsimula?
sir. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. This is my first lecture for September 2024, and I'm very excited to share about arts appreciation. And I hope that you will watch this from the beginning up until we finish this whole discussion. And of course, you will learn something that you will soon use when you take the board exam. So, yes,
That's
I
true,
hope that
hindi
you're
kayo
ready.
mapapariwara dahil Angel po ang coach niyo ngayong hapon. Hala kayo. So magpakabait ang taong bayan 'no, dahil anghel po ang ating coach for this afternoon, ha. So hindi kayo iiwan 'no, she will be your guardian angel for the course Arts and Appreciation. By the way, Teacher Angel is, part of our coaching last March 2024, no? So, this would be her second season coaching the dreamers to pass the board examination, and this time around, that will be for the September takers. Kaya sa ating mga members, welcome, welcome po. Pasok lamang po, tag your friends, mention your friends na mag-join at pumasok na sa ating live para po sa session natin this afternoon. Do not worry, this is recorded so you can review anytime, anywhere, ano man yung ginagawa mo. And I assume na pwedeng, tawag dito, mapanood niyo po ito 'no, sa vacant na mga oras kung kailan kayo available. Huwag pong i-practice yung manya na habit na, mayroon pa namang 100 days. By the way, let me remind everyone, it's 100 days before your board examination and that's too short. Malinaw yun? That's too short for a preparation lalo na kapag may major ka. Okay? Kayong mga BE-Ed dyan, nako, ipasa, itap natin to. Yung mga may major, meron na rin tayong majorship, dikdikin natin ng konti kasi nga po, napakarami nyo pong dapat i-prepare. Okay? At hindi na lang basta major ngayon. No, parang combination na siya ng Prof Ed, Gen Ed at majorship. So, kailangan maging madugo ang preparation para hindi na the last you will bleed during the battle. So, ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon, let me introduce to you our coach for Arts and Appreciation lecture. She is a top-notcher. Last September 2023 board examination, she landed at the top spot, number 8. And she got a rating of 93 for Gen Ed and another 93 for Prof Ed. She's also at attack Sir Melvin last time, and I hope you will replace her the next time around that we will have the lecture. Not replace, but add up to the team. Okay? And yes, she's none other than our dynamic lecturer last time, and she will even be more dynamic this afternoon. Ma'am Angel May R. Kahayagan, top 8.
Thank you
Good
so much,
afternoon,
sir.
ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. It's nice to uh, have this chance again, and I'm very excited. And thank you so much, everyone. If you're here again, kahit na LPT ka na po, thank you for watching again, and congratulations po. Then, I hope na marami pa pong maging LPT after this whole review season. So yes, that's it, I think. And now let's go to our topic. Again, we will have arts appreciation, and hopefully we can finish this within maybe 3 hours of lecture. So this will be a bit fast if a lot of content or a lot of inputs are new to you. But anyway, I try to make this very simple and comprehensive. All right, so let's start. We have here the first question. What is art? So art is derived from a Latin term ars, which means skill, talent, or ability, which is very understandable naman. And art provides enhancement of the individual human potential. So individual human potential, because art not only develops our sense of drawing, our sense of painting, but it also includes dancing, music, making something. So art comes in different forms. We have structures, we have sculptures, architectures, paintings, music, we have pottery, and even literature, and we have here photography as well, and also we have textile. So yung batik or kung ano man ang iba pang mga textile form of art. So ayan, maraming forms of art. And next one, we have the different functions of art. So medyo marami sila, 8 functions of art. But as you can see, they are very understandable based on each function. Individual, social, economic, political, historical, cultural, physical, and aesthetic. So they're very understandable na, no? Though, let's try to explain a little more on each function. Now we have here the first one, individual form of art. This is when an artist may create a piece out of a need for self-expression. So it means that the artist is producing is to show her personal identity. Let's say, for example, Asia songbird Regine Velasquez. We know that she has a wide range of voice, and that is her identity. So it means that she's producing the type of art as her individual identity. So that's the purpose of her art, individual. Now we have another one, social. It addresses aspects of life as opposed to one's person's POV. So this is when art includes social interaction. So ano ba nangyayari sa social interaction na involve ang art? Let's say, ikaw nag-enroll sa isang dance class. So the art there is the dance. And now you're producing, or you are using art to socialize. So that's the function of art. Next, economic. Arts are emerging as a potent force in the economic life of people. So there, it means that art is involved in your economy. So it could be that you are producing art as form of your livelihood, meaning pwede kang maka-earn through art. So that's the function of art as economic. And then political. Art provides a forum for ideas that will lead to employment, prestige, status, and power. So ano ba ang pinakamadaling example sa political form of art? So sa political form of art, let's say posters during campaign period. So there you can see posters na may purpose to vote for them. So that's the political function of art. Okay, and next one we have historical. So art is an essential technique for information to be recorded and preserved. Where can we observe this historical function of art? Mostly sa mga museums. So in museums, you can see different dioramas. So the diorama presents a scene that happened in the past or in our history. So it serves as a historical function of the art. All right, and then we have here cultural. Art is an articulation and transmission of new information and values. Well, not only new, but also the past information and coming to the new information. So where can we see the cultural function of arts? I'm from Cebu. So in here, we have what we call Sinulog Festival. So I think you might be familiar with that. So that is considered art, right? And now we dance that Sinulog Festival to form or to share what is the Cebuano culture. So it shows the cultural function of art. Okay, and next we have the physical function of art. Works of art that are created to perform some service. So when it comes to physical function of art, this is when art is used to perform or to give service. Let's say pottery, you can make teapots, right? So that teapot is used to serve tea. So that means that the physical function or the physicality of the teapot is giving you the function of that artwork. Okay, and last one is aesthetic. So any artwork means beauty. Of course, lahat ng art, nagbibigay sila ng aesthetic. But there are certain arts na ang purpose nilang talaga is magbigay ng beauty sa certain area. It could be a wall, so you're adding murals, or you could be adding paintings, or let's say you have there a table and you added a vase of flower. So the function of your art there is for its aesthetic purposes. Okay, again, those are the 8 functions of art: individual, social, economic, political, historical, cultural, physical, and aesthetic. Okay, and next one we have here classifications of art this time. So when we say classifications of arts, we include there verbal, non-verbal, and mixed. Okay, so when we say verbal, this includes literature and oratory. So it involves words mostly. It could be you're singing, or it could be that you're writing poems, you're making stories, or you're writing letters. Those are verbal classifications of art. And as for nonverbal, these forms of art or this classification of arts include architecture, fashion, design, weaving, ceramics, and photography. So any art form that doesn't involve words, those are considered non-verbal arts. And now, when you combine verbal and non-verbal arts, we have mixed. So paano sila nag-combine? Example of that is when we have our theater and drama. So in theater, you're not only singing, you're not only narrating, or you don't only throw dialogues, but you also perform. It could be you're also dancing or you're acting. That's why it's both verbal and non-verbal form of art. And also we have here opera, we have cinema, and performing arts. So, di ba, all those art forms include singing or include both verbal and non-verbal. Okay, again, we have classifications, 3 classifications of art: the verbal, non-verbal, and the mixed. So it's very comprehensive. And next one. Now, this time we have 2 types of art: applied arts and fine arts. So from applied arts, you can somehow think of art being applied and utilized into our real life. That's why it refers to the application and resulting product of artistic design to utilitarian objects in everyday use. So this is when your artwork is being used, or it has a function that serves you aside from making your place beautiful. It's considered applied arts. And as for fine arts have no function other than providing aesthetic or intellectual stimulation to the viewer. So fine arts, let's say for example your portrait. You have your portrait on a wall. So the purpose of that portrait is considered, not the purpose, but that portrait is considered as fine arts, because the goal there is to just beautify your wall through your portrait. Or it could be another, not your portrait. It could be a concept or a painting with a message. And when you put that painting in an exhibit, people would be looking at it and they will somehow try to conceptualize something out of that painting. So there's intellectual stimulation of that artwork. So that's fine arts. Okay, again, applied arts, it's when you use arts or you use the artwork, and fine art, it's when the art is used as aesthetics or to beautify a place. All right, and if it's too fast, this will be a recorded video anyway, so just watch it again. Okay, next, let's have artisan and artist. So these are two important people involved in arts. Artisan, it's those people or these people are craftsmen who make practical artistic products such as earrings, urns, stained glass, and other accessories. So urns, ito po yung vase na ginagamit or nilalagyan ng ash ng ating mga mahal sa buhay na who passed away. So that's urn. All right, so when you are an artisan or you're considered an artisan, if you're making an artwork that has a purpose. Like for example, gumagawa ka ng mga earrings or nagde-design ka ng mga jewelry or gumagawa ka ng pottery. So you are considered an artisan. You are weaving. So that's an artisan. Meaning they're making art with a purpose or meaning the purpose has the art can be utilized in our daily lives. And for artists, these people learn to sketch and begin with a pencil and sketch pad to work with an idea. Aim is to create overall reaction from a viewer. So from this definition, we can understand that you are an artist if you have or you're mostly involved in visual arts. You're drawing, you are painting, you are sketching. So that's the artist job. So yeah, that's the difference between the artisan and the artist. Okay, now there are three parts of arts. We have subject, we have form, and also the content. So for subject, this is the image that you can easily identify when you look at a piece of art. Observe this painting in the slide. We can identify that the subject of this painting are the sunflowers. So that's the image that you can easily identify in the artwork. Okay, so that's the subject, the image that you can easily identify when you look at the piece of art. Now, how is it different from the next one? There are two types of subjects of arts, by the way: representational art and non-representational art. So when we say representational art, this subject of art represents reality. Kung ano yung nakikita natin sa reality, yan din yung nasa artwork. Or kung ano yung nasa artwork, yan yung nakikita natin sa reality. Again, representational art, when it comes to subjects of art, that's what we can see in reality. Whereas non-representational art is departure from reality. So meaning, it's abstract form of art. There's no specific object that is being painted. Look at this second picture. Parang splashes of colors lang siya. Kumbaga, ako not being the best type of artist, kaya ko yung gawin. Para ka lang naglilinis ng paintbrush sa canvas. So that's already non-representational art. So non-representational art, I must say, is more broader when it comes to interpretation because you can give your own opinion or you can share what you think after looking at an abstract or non-representational art compared to a representational art. Okay, and yeah, those are the two subjects of art: representational and non-representational art. Next one we have here, form. Form is the overall organization of the artwork. So I want you to look at this painting with an overall generally. So makikita mo na may mga tao sa left side, may mga tao sa right side, meron sa middle, and they are in a field. So that's the form or the overall organization of the artwork. You can see the sizes and how it how's the proportion Since may mga tao na malapit sa perspective ng viewer, may mga tao na malayo sa perspective ng viewer. So that's the form of art. And as for its content, that's the emotional and intellectual messages of the artwork. So ano bang pwede nating ma-feel or anong pwede nating ma-understand sa painting na ito? We can say that Planting Rice. This is Planting Rice by Fernando Amorsolo, by the way. Planting rice is not easy and it has to be uh, done with the help of other people as well. So that's what we can say. We can say about the content of this artwork or of this painting. Okay, so now let's go to earlier. Those were the three parts of arts. Again, we have subject, form, and content. Subject that talks about the image that you can easily identify when you look at a piece of art. So, yung sunflower sa painting na ito, yan po ang subject ng artwork na yan. And ito naman, two types of subjects of art. The representational art, that's what we see in the reality, is the same with what we see in the artwork. And non-representational, mostly for abstract. Okay, next we have here the form and the content. So form, that's the overall organization of the artwork, but it's more technical term lang siya. Whereas the content, it involves the emotion or what's the message given by the artwork. Okay, so subject, form, and the content. Okay, and now let's go to, it's a bit fast, I know. So just watch it again. Don't worry. When you keep watching again and again, you will say that it's okay na mabilis ang discussion para hindi kayo antukin. All right. So yes, there are 7 elements of art. First one, we have line. By the way, 7 elements of art include line, shape, form, the space, texture, value, and color. So that's a summary. Actually, let's try to give more description or definition in each element. So when we say line, it's identifiable path. So meaning my direction, a point moving in space. In space, the space being mentioned here, that's the place or that's the canvas where you have your artwork. And also, line is one dimensional. It doesn't have length and width, just a line, a simple line. And then we have here 5 basic types of line. The vertical, that's standing up. It means the direction is top and going up or going down. That's the type of line. That's the vertical line. For Cebuano or for people who really forget vertical, we have this technique, vertical for varog. For Bisaya, vertical varog. Okay? So that's vertical line. The direction is up or down. And for horizontal naman, higa or higda for the Bisaya. Okay, so horizontal line, the direction is from left to right. And for diagonal line, it's a slope. Okay? A slope line. So either the action of the line is rising or falling. So it's a slope kasi. That's the diagonal line. And for zigzag line, so alam na natin yun, yung mga pa-Z. Mostly nakikita natin siya sa thunder ba? Lightning. Or yeah, that's the zigzag line. And for curved lines, it shows sensual movement of, let's say, the body or the line. The direction of the line is not clear because it's curved. Okay, and yeah, those are the 5 basic types of line. We have vertical, that's standing up, varog, and for horizontal, that's higa or higda. For diagonal, that's paslope or slant. And for zigzag, ZZ form, and curved lines, the C form. Okay, so yan po ang element of art na si line. Next one, we have shape. So shape and form define objects in the space. So in your canvas there or in your piece of paper, you have shape and form. So it defines the objects or it allows you to create the object. Kasi di ba si line, it's only one dimension. So it's hard to form an object if you don't interact, if you don't cross those lines. So dito, nandito na si shape. It's two-dimensional already, meaning it has a height and it has a width. Height and a width. So we have geometric shapes and free-form shapes. When we say geometric, the shapes or these shapes are, sorry, napakalakas ng ulan ngayon. Alright, I hope you can still hear me. So yes, when we say geometric shapes, the lines there or the shapes there are somehow proportional with each other. So alam naman natin yung mga geometric shapes. Circles, squares, triangles, rectangles. So meaning may definite na shape. Whereas the freeform shape naman, these shapes are kumbaga papunta lang sa kung saan gusto nila. So walang definite na shape. See? Free-form shape. Again, si line, may direction siya. And si shape, it's two-dimensional. That's the keyword there. It has a height and a width. And next naman na element is si form. Form, it's the overall design of a work. It's three-dimensional already. So it describes the structure of an object. So dito kay form, pwede na natin ma-include yung depth ng isang object na nasa artwork. So as you can observe here, you have the shape, right? We can say that it's just plain figure. Whereas dito kay form, pwede na nating masabi na nasa harap si smaller pyramid at nasa likod naman si cone. So how does it happen? That's because of the form. Kasi it's already three-dimensional. So we have here also regular forms and irregular forms. So I think it's very comprehensive. Regular forms, yan yung may shape talaga or may edges pa rin kahit isa lang siyang drawing. Makikita natin na ito is a regular form. Whereas, sa irregular form yan yung hindi natin alam kung gaano siya kalalim or gaano siya kalapit. Okay, so those are the types of form. So again, we already have line, shape, and form. Next, we have space. Say space, it involves the outer and inner spaces of an artwork. Look at this artwork in here. So my inner space and my outer space, but I have another explanation for that, why I use this artwork. Kasi meron tayong tinatawag na positive and negative space. So when we say positive space, that is your subject. So let's say, ang una mong nakita sa artwork na ito ay ang vase. So si vase there, that's your subject. So subject occupies the positive space. Tapos, yung blank part naman sa gilid, those are the negative spaces. Kasi siya yung space na hindi na-occupy ng iyong subject. But, let's say, may ibang tao na una nilang nakita is the faces. So, they've considered those faces as their subject. Therefore, those face now is their positive space. And then, the white part in the middle, they've considered that as their negative space. So you can see how it changed based on the person's perspective. But still, remember, positive space, it occupies the subject. Or the subject occupies the positive space, and then the negative space is the rest of the space. And now we have two-dimensional and three-dimensional space. Look at this next comparison. The first one shows a two-dimensional space. Kasi it just figures na may boat, may clouds, and may waves. But hindi mo ma-explain if it's deep enough, if it's, look at the clouds there. It's just there. It's two-dimensional. Whereas this next picture here, it's three-dimensional. So, kumbaga, may depth na or may height na, and then may thickness na yung drawings or yung painting. So again, we have space and the types of space, positive and negative, two-dimensional and the three-dimensional. Okay, and next one, texture. So the clue word is surface quality, or the keyword rather, surface quality of an object that we sense through touch. So, etong picture na to, sa first one, we can say that it's rough. That's considered as a texture. Ito namang picture beside it, it's smooth. So let's say the first wall is rough, the second wall is smooth. So those are the textures of your wall. Itong si PVC pipes, the first one is matte finish. And then the second one is the glossy finish. So that's still considered as texture. Okay? And then now we actually have two types of texture. Hindi si rough and si smooth, hindi din si matte and si glossy. We have tactile texture and implied texture. When we say tactile texture, it's when the texture is really the same with how we perceive it. So look at the texture of this brick. When we could touch a brick, we can feel that the texture is rough. If you can touch your face, if you're blessed with glass or Korean glass skin face, that means that your texture or the texture of your face is smooth. And that's tactile. Kasi yung nakikita natin sa mirror is the same with how we feel sa ating face. Or if yung ano yung natatouch natin or ano yung nakikita natin, it's the same when we touch it. That's tactile texture. But when we say implied texture, it's the texture that the artist wants or that the artist is implying. Look at this sketch of a dog. Looking at this sketch, we could say that the dog is fluffy or the dog has soft fur, right? So that's the implied texture of the artist. Why? Because when we touch that sketch, we won't feel the softness or the fluffiness of the dog. But instead, we will just feel the smoothness of the paper. But because of its implied texture, we can say that the dog is fluffy. Okay? That's texture. Now, when it comes to value, all right. So for value naman, it's sometimes called chiaroscuro. Refers to the lightness or darkness of a color. So there are two classifications for this one still. We have tints and shades. Let's say you have the pure color, yellow. The pure color you have there is yellow, okay? Pure hue is yellow. When you add more white, those types of color are considered tints of yellow. Okay, when you have your pure color and you add white, those are considered tints of yellow. But when you have your pure color yellow and you add black, that's shades of yellow. Okay, so if it's lighter, that's tints, and if it's darker, that's shade. Or let's say if you add more white, that's tint. If you add more black, that's shade. So that is why if there is a question, the process of adding more white to a color, that's called tinting. But the process of adding more black to a color, that's called shading. Okay, I hope that's clear. Okay, next one. Now, let's go to element of color. For elements of color, It's when the light goes out of an object. So alam naman natin yung ano yung mga colors. But we have a lot of divisions sa ating colors. First, we have cool and warm. Cool colors, green, blue, and purple. So those are the cool shades of color. And for warm, we have orange, red, yellow. So they are considered the warm colors. Okay, so again, those are cool and warm colors. Another naman division of colors, we have the primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. We know that there are three primary colors, the colors of our flag: blue, red, and yellow. Those are your primary colors. Nakalimutan ko, dapat naglagay siguro ako ng flag. Again, primary colors, the colors of our flag: red, blue, and yellow. And when you add those colors to each other, you can come up with the secondary colors. So look at this color wheel. If you add red and yellow, you get orange. That's your secondary color. If you add yellow and blue, you get green. That's another secondary color. If you add, why am I using add? If you mix, okay, if you mix primary and if you mix blue and red, that's purple. So that's another secondary color. So the three secondary colors are purple, orange, and green. Now, if you add the primary and secondary, that's the tertiary color. So you have here red and secondary is orange. So you have orange red or red orange. That's already a tertiary color. And if you add red and purple, you have red purple. That's tertiary or intermediate colors. Okay, so again, primary colors: red, blue, and yellow. Secondary colors: purple, orange, and green. And tertiary colors, you have yellow, green, yellow, orange, red, purple, blue, green. Okay. Ito, si primary and si secondary. First one, you add yellow and red, you get orange. You add red and blue, you get violet or purple. You add blue and yellow, you get green. And now when you add yellow and yellow, orange, that's already your second tertiary color. So ito lang siya. So familiarize yourself with the color wheel para mas madaling ma-identify ang primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. Now, we have different color meanings. So, may mga meaning tayo. Di ba uso yon? During Valentine's Day, uso yon. May mga meaning pag anong shirt ang sinusuot. Okay, so ito. But this is not about love. This is not everything about love, okay? Ito yung mga general meaning ng colors natin. Sabi, pag si green, it talks about fertility. Siguro dahil color of plants. It shows growth, hope, and freshness. And see, red, it shows passion, energy, and at the same time, it shows sacrifice and danger, then war, and at the same time, love as well. So it's quite contradicting, no? So red can have both positive and negative attributes. And then see yellow, cheerfulness and happiness. I also want you to remember Van Gogh. He's a fan of the color yellow and he always use it to portray a cheerful image in his paintings. That's why the picture earlier, Sunflower, that was also by Van Gogh. It shows cheerfulness and happiness. Okay, and then for blue, peace and quietness. Then for violet, luxury, mystery, royalty, kings, and queens. Para maalala ko si Violet, remember the crown of England. Di ba may violet yun sa queen? So that's why it's for royalty. Okay, and then for black naman, it's death, despair, and formality. And then for white, we have purity, simplicity, and virginity or virgin. Kayo, ano bang ano bang suot nyo ngayon? Naka-black pa naman ako. Ano bang color ang suot niyo ngayon? So, remember the meaning of that color, the shirt that you're wearing right now. At may chika lang, no? Hindi ko alam kung ginagaya niyo to. Sabi, importante daw yung red na color when you take the board exam. So, sa mga alam na kung saan yung red, good luck pa rin sa lahat. So, sabi na good luck daw yung color na red. So, some people wear something red when they take the board exam. Pero, hindi nakikita yung red na yun. Okay. Next one. After the color meanings, we have other important concepts still about color. We have monochromatic, dami na ni color. Nakakarami na si color. But be patient with colors because colors make our life beautiful. Okay. Anyway, we have monochromatic colors, complementary colors, analogous, triadic, and split complements. So let's discuss them one by one, although hindi na gaano slow since this is still a review for some and you can watch it again anyway. Para hindi talaga kayo ma-board, bibilisan natin. Okay, let's start with monochromatic colors. So it's the different shades of one color. So as you can see, these colors right here are shades of green. If you wear dark green shirt and then light green pants, you're wearing monochromatic colors or you have a monochromatic outfit. Or let's say you're wearing a beige shirt and then you're wearing a dark brown pants. So that's monochromatic outfit. So again, monochromatic, it's when you're wearing different shades of one color. Okay, and that's the monochromatic color. Next, we have complementary colors. The clue is opposite colors. So when we say opposite colors, opposite sa color wheel. So yung placement nila sa color wheel is magkabila. Si red at saka si green, they are complementary colors. Si yellow and si purple, they are complementary. Si orange and si blue. Okay, those are complementary colors. So to remember, ano ang complementary color ng t-shirt mo ngayon? Sige be. What's the complementary color of your shirt right now? So if you're wearing red, you comment down red green. If you're wearing yellow, you comment down yellow purple, ganun. Para maintindihan si complementary color. Oh, okay, so that's complementary. It means the placement of that colors in the color wheel is opposite to each other. Okay, and then analogous colors. Ayun. Si analogous colors naman, these are the groups of colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. Okay, so magkatabi sila sa color wheel. Ito si yellow, si orange yellow, and si orange. So these three colors or this set of colors are analogous colors. Or if you're painting or you use the colors purple or violet, blue violet, and also red violet in your painting, so you used analogous colors. Okay. Lagi akong naka-okay. Okay, all right. Yan na naman. Sige, analogous colors. Again, review. Monochromatic, different shades of one color. Complementary, opposite colors. Remember the color wheel? Kung ano yung opposite na color, magka-opposite na color, those are complementary colors. And then analogous colors naman, that's colors na magkatabi sa color wheel. Alam na nila yung mga superstition sa board exam. Okay, and then next, Triadic colors. So triadic colors, these are three colors evenly spaced on the color wheel. So to remember this easily, start with the primary colors. Since we have those three colors and then evenly spaced yun sila sa color wheel. Kasi you add yellow and blue, you add yellow and red, you add blue and red. So those are evenly spaced. So the primary colors, the secondary colors, and the tertiary colors, they are considered triadic colors. Okay, very good. Very participative. I can read some of your comments dun sa complementary. Next, after triadic colors, we have split complements. Si split complements naman, it takes a little bit of more understanding, but be patient. This is used when you combine a hue or a color with each side of its exact complement. So, pwedeng involve dito three colors. Three colors are involved in here. Let's say, si red, orange. Yung complement, you start by finding its complement. The complement of red, orange is blue, green. But you will disregard blue, green. You will go to the colors beside blue, green. So if your color is red, orange, its split complements are blue and green. Or if your color is red, look at the red. If your color is red, its split complements are blue, green, and yellow, green. Ganon si split complements. Okay. After that, yes, again, those are the important concepts about colors. Just additional information yon aside from the primary, secondary, and tertiary. Nandito pa rin po tayo sa elements of art. Okay? Elements of art about colors. Now, let's have, after color, last na pala yun. After that, we have a short drill sa elements of art. So these are the questions for the board exam that I could find. So, very easy kasi may choices sa taas. So I hope that for those na when you watch this again, hindi na kayo nakatingin sa choices but just listen when I read the question. Okay, so this refers to the way an object feels to the touch or looks as it may feel. What element of art is being asked? Okay, texture. The element texture. And next, it refers to an object that has two dimensions. That's the shape. Okay, it's the shape. Next, it is a straight one-dimensional figure having no thickness and extending infinitely in both directions. That's line. Very good. And it refers to an object that has three dimensions. So si length, si width, and si height. That's the form. Okay. And then this refers to the visible lightness and darkness of a color. What element is when you add more white? What element, ano yun, yung you add more black to a color? That was the value of a color. Okay, that's the 7 elements of art. Nakakasabay pa ba? Yes. Nakaka 40 slides, 42 slides na tayo after 40 minutes. So not bad. Alright, ito naman, another set of identification. Principles of design, by the way. So when it comes to art, artists use different principles when they make their artwork. So there are 7 principles of design. 4, 5. Ayun. Si harmony, which means the arrangement of consistent objects or ideas. We have the rhythm, balance, emphasis, the proportion, variety, and the unity. So let's go through them one by one. See, harmony, when it comes to harmony, that talks about the arrangement of the objects. So as you can see in this painting, always painting ang example. As you can see in this painting, harmonious ang colors or ang objects na nasa painting na ito. Something that you can imagine na pwede mong makita sa reality. So there's harmony kasi yung sizes ng flowers, naka-proportion siya sa size ng leaves, or yung bridge is just proportion to the size or to the height of the grasses, kumbaga. So there's harmony when you look at this painting. Again, harmony, that's the arrangement of consistent objects or ideas. That's the first principle of design. As for rhythm naman, it's the visual tempo or beat, and it talks about the movement that you can see in the artwork. Ito yung Starry Night by Van Gogh. There's a movement through the brush strokes when he made this painting. So, may imagine mo na may pa-swirl-swirl yung clouds or yung night sky because of the brush stroke. So, that's the rhythm there. And also we have balance or equilibrium. When we talk about equilibrium, that's the balance of your artwork. You have symmetrical, asymmetrical, and radial. So si symmetrical meaning the same si left at saka si right. So symmetric. And si asymmetrical naman, hindi siya the same, but it still comes up with unified artwork. Just like this tree, hindi naman siya gaanong the same sa left and sa right, but still it shows you a balance. And then, si radial balance, meaning nasa center yung balance ng ng artwork mo. Okay, so balance, you have symmetrical, asymmetrical, and radial. Next one, ito, emphasis. It's the center of interest. In this painting, The Last Supper, ano ba yung emphasis? Or alin dito ang mas na-emphasize sa painting? Yung mga paa ba nila? No, it's not. But it's Jesus who's in the middle. So nasa middle si Jesus to give emphasis. And aside from that, observe his background. There's more negative space so that when you look at this painting, you can really see that he is the center of this painting. So he is being emphasized in this painting. Next, proportion. It's the relationship of certain elements to the whole. Dito, I'm showing you two pictures to show that the first picture is proportionate. Yung fruits, it's proportionate to the size of the basket and to the other fruits as well. Whereas in the in the second painting, you can see na, I think it might be small, but when you zoom in, you can see that her neck is longer than the usual length of our neck, and also her fingers are longer as well, and the size of the baby. So hindi siya proportionate. The first one is proportionate, and the second one is out of out of proportion. Okay. Next, now we have variety. So variety is concerned with diversity or contrast. When you make an artwork or when you design something, you need to include variety sometimes so that the viewer will also see different objects in your painting. So look at this. Although these are just buildings, may kaibahan yung structures ng buildings. Yung iba is pa round, yung iba is may pa cone, and yung iba is pa rectangle lang siya. And then, for other variety naman sa painting na ito, as you can see, the edges of the buildings are straight, but the clouds there are quite curved. So, hindi siya gaanong structured. And you're also given other objects like the lamppost or the people walking. So, there's variety in your artwork. Okay? And then, ito, see unity. Unity, it talks about the sum of its parts. So, first painting, actually, this is just the same painting, but it shows how it is being united through its colors. Look at it. My monochromes ng shades of brown, shades of blue, and also black or gray. And also, it's somehow united because of the movement of the fabric on the sky. And then the actions of the people in the painting are quite related to each other. So in totality, your painting has unity. Okay, that's the principle of unity. So again, just a quick review. We have harmony, the arrangement of consistent objects or ideas, meaning your painting has harmony. And then rhythm, that's the movement, the visual tempo or beat, and balance, that's the equilibrium. And again, we have symmetrical, asymmetrical, and radial. And then we have emphasis, the center of interest. So kung ano yung kung saan yung center, yan yung naka-emphasize. Kung ano yung naka-emphasize, yan yung center. Ganun pala. And then we have proportion. Proportion is the relationship of certain elements to the whole. Okay, and another variety concerned with the diversity or contrast of the objects in your painting. And last one, it's the unity, the sum of its parts. Nakakasabay? Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I can see a lot of places na. May Batangas kanina, may Kamsur, may Leyte. Kumusta ang weather dyan sa inyo? Okay, so now, after those principles of design, let's have a short questions lang about those. Now, let's ask the first one. It is a principle of art which refers to the arrangement of the parts of an artwork to give an overall sense of equality in visual weight. What is the goal or what is the main idea of this question? Maulan daw sa iba. Dito rin. Okay, it's equality in visual weight. That's balance. Equality, overall sense of equality in visual weight. And it is a principle of art which creates a sense of harmony and wholeness by using similar elements within the composition and placing them in a way that brings them all together. Okay, it brings them all together. That's unity. Ayun. I think meron pa later. My questions later and then my options na din later. Okay, now let's go to the different art movements. So, ito yung mga ism-ism sa arts appreciation. This is not Prof. Ed, pero may mga ism-ism din tayo sa ating arts appreciation. Okay, let's start with the first one. The first one is naturalism. So, this form of art includes forces of nature. Okay? I try to simplify this as much as I can para marami tayong ma-discuss. Diba? Hindi nyo na malayan pero ang dami na. Okay, naturalism, it includes the forces of nature. That's the main subject of this type of art. And then we have impressionism, small visible brushstrokes. And the father of Impressionism is Claude Monet. If I uh, mentioned or if I pronounce his name wrong, I'm sorry. So, yes, father of Impressionism, Claude Monet. Mhm. And this is characterized by small, visible brush strokes. Another, realism. So in realism, you portray the subject as it is when you can see it in reality. That's realism. Okay? Realism, portray subject as it is. And for Art Nouveau, ayun, it's new art. New art. So kapag ikaw pinagawa ng uh, artwork, you can consider that as Art Nouveau. Uh, when you paint something and someone asks you, what do you say about your artwork? This is uh, Art Nouveau. This is new art. Kasi ako lang yung may gawa nito. Invento si new art. So, si Art Nouveau. And Cubism. So, alam naman siguro natin kung ano yung cube. It's a geometric form. So artworks in Cubism shows you different geometric forms. Kapag may nakita kayong painting na mostly squares or triangles, that's considered as Cubism. And the father or the main somehow proponent of Cubism is Picasso. Pablo Picasso. And then, Dadaism. For Dadaism naman, ito yung mga artworks that protest about political issues or social issues in our community. Or sometimes it also shows mockery about people. That's Dadaism. Protest movement and mockery. And then, Fauvism. Extremely bright colors. Yung neon colors ang ginagamit or kung may mga vibrant colors talaga, that's called Fauvism. Di ba? Ang daming art movement. Naturalism, forces of nature. Impressionism, small visible brush strokes. Realism, you portray the subject as it is. Art Nouveau, it's new art. And Cubism, geometric forms by Picasso. And Dadaism, that's protest movement or it shows mockery. Fauvism, it's extremely bright colors. It uses extremely bright colors. Next, may iba pa. May continuation pa si art movement. Heto, surrealism. It's the depiction of illogical or dreamlike scenes and ideas. From the word surreal, it means that something might not be true. The experience I had yesterday was surreal. So it means pwedeng hindi siya totoo or para kang nananaginip. So when you see paintings na hindi mo makita sa reality, that's considered surrealism. If you're familiar, I think I included that painting later. May painting na, anong title? Memory? Persistence of Memory? May painting na may mga clock na melt. So later I will show it. That's surrealism. Okay, so it means that the scenes in the painting are dreamlike or illogical. And then expressionism. So if the painting shows emotional expression of the artist or may intense emotion na pinapakita, that's expressionism. And then pointillism. So in pointillism, this is just a style of painting na nag-use ng maraming points to make the whole painting. And if you look closely, they are just tiny dots. But if you move farther away from that painting, you can see the picture already. It's not only tiny dots, but those tiny dots are blending with each other. So that's pointillism. using tiny dots of various pure colors. And then pop art. So pop and commercial culture. So pop art, ginagamit siya for advertisement, ginagamit siya yung mga new art na nag-a-arouse from time to time. That's considered pop art or popular art. And street art. So early forms of graffiti ito. Yung mga if you have sisters or if you have siblings or if you have children na nagsusulat anywhere sa bahay or sa walls sa labas. So, consider those as street art. Okay? Early forms of graffiti. And now let's have the questions related to different art movements. A style of artwork created using many geometric shapes, often not resembling any object. Using many geometric shapes. What's that? Cubism. Okay? Using many geometric shapes, cubism. An art style where the artist tries to paint a picture exactly how it looks in real life with as many details as possible. That is realism. Okay. And dahil bigla na namang naulan, inaatake na naman tayo ng rhinitis. Ayun. So yes, again, paint a picture exactly how it looks in real life. That's realism. And next, a style of art where the artist attempts to convey as much of their emotion into the artwork as possible. It shows emotion. That's expressionism. And this one, Monet is the father of which movement? Monet is the father of Impressionism. And it's movement in art where hundreds of dots are used to create a picture or painting. Ano yon? Pag dots or pag points? Pointillism. And a 20th century non-representational painting style in which artists applied paints freely to express feelings and emotions. May emotions pa rin. Okay, abstract expressionism. So abstract lang siya kasi free yung pagkaka-express. So kumbaga, kung ano lang yung feel nilang gawin sa painting na yun. How they express themselves without any limitations. So you can create abstract paintings dahil doon. And art that emerged in the mid-1950s that used imagery from popular culture is termed popular culture, pop art. Okay. So those are the different art movements. Now, we have famous paintings of Filipino painters. Gusto ko sana ipakita yung lahat ng paintings or wanna give you the example paintings. Pero kasi wala namang picture sa board exam. So, let's focus na lang sa painting and sa painter. So, yes, ito yung na-gather ko ng mga famous painting. The Musician, painted by Vicente Manansala. Planting Rice, as I've mentioned earlier, Fernando Amor Solo. And actually, meron ding Planting Rice si Vicente Manansala. But most famous si Fernando Amor Solo when it comes to Planting Rice na painting. Siya yung tinatanong. Okay, Las Dama Romanas by Juan Luna. Sarimanok series, Abdul Mari Imaw. And Spoliarium, spelling akong Spoliarium, Juan Luna. The making of the Filipino flag, that's Fernando Amorsolo again. So one more time, sabay sa pwede nang sumabay. The musicians, Vicente Manansala, Planting Rice, Fernando Amorsolo. Las Dama Romanas, Juan Luna. Sarimanok Series, Abdul Mari Imaw, Spoliarium, Juan Luna. The Making of the Filipino Flag, Fernando Amorsolo. Marami pa yan sila. So, you include or you research on your own as well. Another, Filipino Struggles Through History. That's by Carlos Francisco. Gathering of Heroes by Juanito Torres. Madonna of the Slums. Ito, always itong nare-review, Madonna of the Slums by Vicente Manansala. Blood Compact by Juan Luna, Interaction by Victorio Idades, Las Virgenes Cristianas Expuestas al Populacho, that's Felix Resurrección Hidalgo. Okay, again, Filipino Struggles Through History, Carlos Francisco, Gathering of Heroes, Juanito Torres, Madonna of the Slums, Vicente Manansala, The Blood Compact, Juan Luna, Interaction, Victorio Idades, Las Virgenes Cristianas Expuestas al Populacho, Felix Resurrección Hidalgo. Very good. Now, let's move farther away to international painters. Where is the Mona Lisa hanging in France? That museum is the Louvre Museum. Ewan ko lang kung tama yung pagkakapronounce ko. Hindi ako French. But let's try. The Louvre Museum. Where is the Mona Lisa? Look at the question po. Where is the Mona Lisa? The Louvre Museum. And yes, this is painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Now, this one. This is the Starry Night by Van Gogh. Yun pala yung question. Van Gogh's most famous work of art to this day is Starry Night. Yes, this painting is the Starry Night of Van Gogh. I like this painting. And meron akong share ko lang, meron akong puzzle nito, 1,000 pieces, and hindi ko pa siya natatapos. Ang hirap. Ang liit ng mga pieces. But yes, this is Starry Night by Van Gogh, and the swirls there, that's considered the rhythm. And what country was Van Gogh born in? He was from Holland. And another, The Last Supper was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Oh wait, sabi ko kanina sa Mona Lisa, Leonardo da Vinci. I was wrong. No, it was by Michelangelo. Okay. Ito. Paano ba ito yung name niya? Georges Seurat, I think. The artist who created the painting Sunday Afternoon on the island of La Grande Jatte used which method of art? Ito lang. Just for piece of information, this painting is actually made by pointillism. Hindi natin siya kayang makita na points siya, but just remember, La Grande Jatte, that's pointillism. And ito, Dance at Le Moulin de la Galette. This one is painted by Pierre-Auguste Renoir. Familiarize na lang sa spelling kasi hindi ko talaga need pa ako ng practice when it comes to French pronunciation. Dance at Le Moulin de la Galette. Oh, I think that's a little better. By Pierre-Auguste Renoir. And Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Wait, Leonardo da Vinci. Michelangelo is... Ala siya, eh. Famous painting of Michelangelo. Bakit blurry sa utak ko yan? Ah, famous painting of Michelangelo pala. That's the Creation. Ayun. So, yes, again, I was right. Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. And this one, Girl with a Pearl Earring, this is by Johannes Vermeer. Girl with a Pearl Earring, Johannes. And then, Dance Class, this is by Edgar Degas. Ato, Sunflowers by Van Gogh. Creation of Adam. Ito si Michelangelo. Creation of Adam, Michelangelo. Mona Lisa, Leonardo da Vinci. And another, Poppy Field. This is by Claude Monet. Poppy Field by Claude Monet. Claude Monet, the father of Impressionism. Yes, and ito, the persistence of memory. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na surrealism painting. As you can see, hindi siya nakikita sa reality. Nagme-melt yung clock, may branch ng tree na nakasabit naman yung melted na clock. So, Persistence of Memory, this is by Salvador Dali. And The Scream. The Scream is by Edvard Munch. Edvard Munch. This painting, The Scream, by Edvard Munch. Mhm. Always remember si Da Vinci, Michelangelo, Van Gogh. Sila yung mga sikat sa mga paintings. Okay, we are done with the paintings. And now, let's proceed to the questions. Naka-isang oras na tayo, 1 hour and 11 minutes. So how are you there? You can have your water break. So get up, drink some water, and stretch for a little bit. Okay, good job for staying. Naka 1 hour na po tayo. I think, saan ba tayo live ngayon? Let's have maybe a 2-minute break or a 1-minute break. Drink some water. Before we start with the questions na may options na. Earlier, that was the quick lecture on arts appreciation, the elements of art, principles of design, different art movements, functions of arts. Yan yung discussion kanina. Sa mga bagong pasok, habol, and watch this video again. I tried to make all the inputs simple and also comprehensive at the same time para makadiscuss ng marami within a short period of time kasi alam ko na busy and also marami pang kailangan pag-aralan ang mga future teachers. Yes. So, I hope you've already rehydrated yourselves. So let's start with the first question. Which art allows artists to express a narrative through graceful, appealing movements? A. Music. B. Painting. C. Architecture. D. Dance. Ayun, may appealing movements or may graceful, appealing movements. That's dance. Yan lang naman yung may movement sa choices. Yes. Number 2, Mrs. Kulai eliminated all non-essential objects in her classroom to expose the essentials. What art movement is she practicing? A. Conceptual art, B. Constructivism, C. Pop art, and or D. Minimalism. Eliminated all non-essential, you're trying to minimalize. So it's letter D, minimalism. Mhm. For conceptual art, it talks about the artist's idea. For constructivism, mostly simple geometric forms and straight lines. And then pop art, characterized by deconstruction of images seen in popular culture. Those three types of art, hindi sila uh, only essential. So the only essential there is minimalism. Number three, in music, some tonal combinations induce a calm state, while others might cause tension. Jaws' theme song by John Williams is an example of which tonal combination. Ito, sa movie na Jaws, it's quite difficult if we are not familiar with the movie. So, remember this question na lang. So yes, if it causes tension, it's called dissonance. But if it's pleasant or it's harmonious and pleasing to the ears, that's consonance. And then for assonance, this is part of literature, repetition of vowel sounds in words that are close to each other in a sentence or phrase. And distance, hindi na siya kasali sa tonal combinations. So yes, dissonance, unpleasant, it causes tension, but if it's pleasant, it's consonance. Okay, number four. Pinky, an education student, was asked by Professor Gary to provide a real-life example of cognition. Mhm. Which of the following would she most likely say? So, you have cognition or cognition. Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng word na ito? Some of us might not know, so try to include context or try to eliminate uh, the choices. Eliminate some of the choices or odd one out, ganon. Letter A, the economic conditions of the first world countries affect no one. Letter B, education systems in the West are not accessible and are exclusive. Letter C, the quality performance of all group members affects the overall performance. Letter D, my neighbors are not in any way related to me. So it's letter C. It's the only option na may connection. So connection, connection. Yan lang yon. Letter C. Number 5. Artworks have three components: subject, form, and content. Which of the terms refers to the meaning and context of an artwork? Ito, context or meaning of an artwork, that is letter A, the content already. So remember, subject, ano yung makikita mo immediately. Form, that's how the artwork is overall presented or organized. But when it comes to meaning or the context of the artwork, it's the content. Okay, next, number 6. Teacher Dina noticed that her students enjoy listening to music, so she decided to let them bring to class any percussion instrument. Which of the following will her students bring? Anong instrument ang dadalhin? Percussion instrument. Ano ang mga percussion instruments? These are instruments that produce sound when they are hit. So, alin dito ang percussion instrument? It's letter D, snare, drum. Yan lang yung percussion instrument or instrument na nagpo-produce ng sound when you hit it. Si trumpet and si French horn, they are brass instrument, and si violin naman is a string instrument. Ayun. Next, percussion instruments that you hit to produce sound or produce a sound when you hit them. Ano pa ba? Snare drum, bass drum, mm, gongs, uh, and then French horn, brass instruments, mga wind instruments mostly, and string instruments, yung may mga string, guitars, violin, harps, cello, ganun. Hi, Ma'am Roby. Good afternoon. And number 7. Before the arrival of the Spanish colonizers, traditional tattoos flourished in the Philippines. The situations below contribute to its decline, except galak sa ilang. A. During the Spanish colonial period, Filipinos were converted to Christianity. B. Traditional tattoos represent many things such as strength. Because many indigenous people no longer work in rice fields, they became weak and thus must not be tattooed. C. The early Filipinos' perspective on tattoos changed as a consequence of modernization and acceptance of Western beliefs and practices. Or D. It is an art practiced by a few. Alin dito ang nagko-contribute ng decline ng tattoos? It's letter B. Traditional tattoos represent many things such as strength. So kaya ba hindi na natin tinatatuan yung mga tao kasi hindi na sila strong? No, it's not. It's not that. Okay, it's letter B. Number 8. A style of artwork created using many geometric shapes. Ito, a style of artwork using many geometric shapes, often not resembling any object. Pag may geometric shapes, automatically that's cubism. Letter C. Remember, si surrealism, illogical or dreamlike, si fauvism, strong colors and yung bright colors. Si Baroque, hindi siya nakasama kanina, pero talks about sense of drama and uses human figures. All right, number 9. Your principal, Mrs. Cannon, noticed many mothers waiting for their children in school during class hours. To keep these mothers productive, she plans to offer a livelihood class for them aligned in art making. Which of the following art should you suggest? A. Architecture, B. Performance art, C. Sculpture, D. Textile. Anong art ang pwedeng gawin ng mga mothers while they're waiting for their children sa school? It's textile art. So textile art includes crochet or cross-stitch. Ano yung pagbuburda? Cross-stitch is different from pagbuburda kasi that's also a form of textile art that the mothers can practice or can try while they're waiting for their children. Hindi naman sila pwede mag-practice ng architecture. Depende, no? Kung trip nilang gumawa ng dance cover. But it takes time and it takes a lot of energy. And also for sculpture also, it requires, it's sometimes messy then. So the safest answer for this one is textile art. Next, number 10. Color has 3 dimensions or attributes, the hue, the value, and intensity. When you say turquoise, periwinkle, violet, or orange, you are referring to the colors what? To the colors hue. Those are the colors. Hindi naman kasi sila the same shade, hindi sila the same intensity. So it's the hue, the color itself. Ibang-iba si violet siya kay orange, kay periwinkle, kay turquoise. It's the hue. You're referring to their hue. So again, for value, it talks about the lightness or darkness of a color. If you add more light, that's tinting. If you add more black, that's shading. Intensity, the brightness, kung gaano ka-pure si color, gaano siya ka-vibrant. And ito, shade, the value of color when it's added with black. Next, number 11. You notice that in all events, your school only plays recordings of the national anthem, school hymn, invocation, and other songs. What does your school need? Is it A, choir, B, orchestra, C, graphic designer, D, composer? Always na nagpi-play lang ng recordings. So, your school needs choir. Choir is the easiest answer. Kasi si orchestra, it involves a lot of people with different instruments. So si choir, voices lang ng students. So the school needs a choir. Composer, hindi naman kailangan mag-compose. Si graphic designer, it doesn't involve music. So the answer is choir, letter A. Number 12. Plato considers an artist's work to be nothing more than a mimesis of the original object present in the realm of concepts, which is the closest translation of the Greek word mimesis. So mimesis, it means copy. Again, mimesis, copy. Remember, mimesis, copy. That's by Plato. So the word mimesis means copy. Next, 13. An art style where the artist tries to paint a picture exactly how it looks in real life with as many details as possible. So you're trying to copy how you can see the picture in reality. That is letter C, realism. Remember, si Impressionism, it uses small brush strokes. That's the key word. Si Pointillism, it uses tiny dots. And si Fauvism, it uses not bright colors, it uses dots. It uses bright colors na tama. Again, Impressionism, it uses small brush strokes. Si Pointillism, it uses tiny dots to make a picture. And si Fauvism, it uses bright colors. And if you're trying to copy what the picture looks in real life, that is realism. Number 14. If you require your students to illustrate graceful movements using lines, which line should your students draw? Graceful movements using lines. Graceful. So medyo may movement si line na pa-sensual. So that is letter C, curved lines. Kapag vertical line, varog, mostly it includes posture, height. Those are the keywords for vertical lines. Si horizontal lines naman, nakahiga. Those lines has meaning na stability or the width, for example. And si diagonal lines, it's either rising or falling or nakaslant na mga picture, objects. So pag graceful movements using lines, applicable si curved lines. Number 15. Surrealism is an art movement that used dreamlike images. A, true. B, false. C, all of the above. D, none of the above. Surrealism used dreamlike images. That is letter A, true. Surrealism, illogical, dreamlike, kung ano yung napapanaginipan natin na hindi natin kayang explain or hindi natin alam kung ano nang nangyayari, that's surrealism. So if it's impossible to happen in real life, that's surrealism. Number 16. Which of the following statements is or are true about imagination? A, it is an 1, it is an abstraction. 2, it enables artists and designers to envision ideas before bringing them to reality. 3, it is the ability to form pictures or ideas in your mind of things that are new and exciting or things that you have not experienced. And number 4, it is succeeded by gravity. Which of the following items support imagination? It's statements 1, 2, and 3. Letter D. We have a total of 50 items. Mm. Ito, 50 items lang po ito. Next, number 17. A group of students whose documentary won first place in the Cinemalaya Festival was given recognition in school. Which kind of art is a documentary? Is it A, film, B, essay, C, biography, D, photography? Documentary is a part of film. So the Cinemalaya Festival is a festival of films. Very good. It's very easy. Yes, especially we had the quick lecture earlier, and if you were present already during that time, you can answer all of these questions easily. Yes, number 18. To create more hues, mixing color is necessary, which must be combined to create green. Yun. Which must be combined to create green. I'll wait for some answers. What do we combine to create green? Number 18, it's yellow and blue. Letter D. Yellow and blue. Pag pinagsama si yellow and blue, nagiging green. Pag pinagsama si red and blue, nagiging violet. Kapag pinagsama si red and yellow, nagiging orange. Again, what are the three primary colors? Red, blue, yellow. What are the three secondary colors? Orange, green, and violet. Mhm. Mix-mix lang ng mga colors, guys. Number 19. Pag bored na kayo, yung sabog na talaga mag-study, meron naman mga highlighter, di ba? So, pwede yung mix-mix yung mga different colors ng highlighters. Or if you have crayons there, so just find ways to entertain yourself na hindi gaanong malayo sa pag-study para madaling bumalik and hindi masyadong ma-distract. So, entertain yourselves in ways that you're also learning. Yes. So, I hope you remember the color combinations. What are the different important concepts of colors? What are the different primary, secondary, tertiary colors? Yung monochromatic, split complementary, triadic, complementary, analogous colors. Yeah, pag alam niyo lahat yon, pwede niyo nang kulayan buhay niya. Next, number 19. The Philippine Congress passed the RA 7355, or also known as Gawad Manlilikha ng Bayan, or GAMABA. This accolade is given to someone who possesses the following, except A. An inhabitant of an indigenous community in the Philippines. B. Has engaged in modern art that has been in existence and documented for at least 5 years. C. Must have mastery of tools and materials needed by the art. D. Consistently performed or produced over a significant period of superior and distinctive quality. It's letter B. Has engaged in modern art that has been in existence and documented for at least 5 years. Except po ito ha, except. Yes, pag nakapasa na po kayo, for sure, magiging colorful ang buhay niyo. Oh, I like that. Yes, you appreciate art because it can make your license colorful. It can make your future colorful. Ang witty. Yes. Next, number 20. Where is the Mona Lisa hanging in France? It's, yes, the Louvre Museum. The Louvre Museum. Ito sa France. Yung Chartres Cathedral. Ito rin may mga paintings. Hindi lang ako sure. Eiffel Tower, we're very familiar, and the Gargoyle Square as well. We know that. So again, Mona Lisa is in France, and it is by Leonardo da Vinci. The creation is by Michelangelo. Yung God and si Adam, Creation of Adam, yun. Creation of Adam, that's by Michelangelo. Yung my fingers na almost natatouch sa ceiling ng Sistine Chapel. That's the Creation by Adam by Michelangelo. And Mona Lisa, that's by Leonardo da Vinci. Okay. Number 21. Mrs. Mata's gown captured the attention of everyone in the room at the district's award ceremony for the best teacher in town. This capacity to attract one's attention in art is known as A. Variety, B. Proportion, C. Emphasis, D. Unity. To attract one's attention, that's the emphasis. So it wants to get your attention. So it needs emphasis. Variety, that's the different various objects na included sa art mo. It is that principle. Proportion, it is how the other elements is proportion to each other when it comes to size, when it comes to color, or movement, for example. And for unity naman, that's the whole form or organization of your artwork na united silang lahat. So if it attracts one's attention, that's emphasis. You want to put more emphasis to get one's attention. Number 22. You decided to repaint your classroom. However, when the painter mixed the tint with a white base, you noticed that the paint color was too dark. What changes would you make to solve this problem? Okay, the paint color was too dark. What will you do? Is it A, you add more tint? B, you add more white? C, strain the tint? Or D, sift the paint? Pwede ba yun? It's letter B, you add more white. Very good. And number 23. What do you call the process of adding white to a color to achieve a lighter hue? If you add more white, that is called tinting. Letter B. It's not highlighting, okay? Yes, it's tinting. You add more white, tinting. If you add more black to make the color darker, that's shading. That's the value, element of art value. 24. The term improvisation in art applies to real life situations. Which of the following best exemplifies the use of improvisation? Alin dito yung nag-show ng improvisation? We say improvisation, you improvise or you have a plan A but hindi pwedeng mangyari si plan A or may problem kaya you proceed to plan B or you improvise. Is it A, Professor Handa organizes his lecture notes and prepares his materials a week before the new school year? Letter B, upon hearing the news of an incoming typhoon, the principal, Mrs. Gawa, prepared an advisory for teachers to secure the school materials and classroom. Letter C, in her 1:30 p.m. reading class, Mrs. Di Makakulang noticed that her students were sleepy. Instead of her reading the story, she decided to let each student read a line or two. Letter D, When Anna was called for an interview at the head office, she brought a portfolio of her certificates, awards, and recognitions just in case she will be asked to show proof of her accomplishments. Which part of or which among those options shows improvisation? It's letter. Oh, what's your answers? 24, letter C. Why? Read again. In her 1:30 p.m. reading class, Mrs. Timakakulang noticed that her students were sleepy, di ba? Reading class. So instead of her reading the story, supposedly the first plan is that she will read the story. But then, since sleepy sila students, she decided to let each student read a line or two. So she improvised a new activity because the students were sleepy. So that's improvisation. It was not her original plan to make the students read a line or two. Iyon, tumpak. Very good. Next. Number 25. Mrs. Kundiman wishes to incorporate art in her geometry class. Which art style suits a geometry class? Yes, geometry na naman. That's cubism. Pag my shapes, my shapes, my shapes, my geometry, geometry, cubism. Si pointillism, it uses tiny dots of pure colors, but when you move farther or when they blend together, it shows a picture. Si abstract expressionism, those are free expressions of the artist. Whatever emotion they feel, they show in whatever way they want. That's abstract expressionism. Naturalism, it includes the forces of nature. It could be na may mga waves or may mga mountains, my landscapes. That's naturalism. Next, 26. Who is the Philippines prima ballerina? A. Liza Macuja Elizalde. B. Liza Soberano. C. Liza Dino. D. Lisa Lopez. Letter A. Liza Macuja Elizalde. Prima ballerina. Liza Macuja Elizalde. Until now, she's doing ballet. Yes. Ballet is so graceful. May mga nagbaballet ba dito? Wow. How does it feel? Or how did it start? Ballet is such a very graceful and elegant art, right? Next, prima ballerina again, it's Liza Macuja Elizalde. Liza Macuja. Number 27. You noticed that Mr. Deco's classroom has pantry with ornate teapots, teacups, and tea table which he and his students may use during recess. Which function of art is represented by the teapots, teacups, and tea table? Which function of art is represented by those teapots, teacups, and tea table? Is it A, personal function, B, physical function, C, social function, D, spiritual function? This is letter B, physical function, because it was mentioned in the question na sometimes or they use this teapots, teacups, and tea table during recess. So the function is what it should be based on its physical form. They use it during recess. Di ba? Very shala naka-tea during recess. Okay. Si personal function, remember, it's when the artist wants to show their individual expression. Si social function naman, that is when you use art to meet other people. And si spiritual function, it's when you use art or you have art to connect yourself to a higher being. So if you have different tattoos that shows you about that has a cross, or if you have different figurines, that's considered spiritual function. And number 28. When an artist portrays an object in an abstract manner like splashes of paint, the subject is referred to as blank. Again, when an artist portrays an object in an abstract manner like splashes of paint, the subject is referred to as blank. A. Distorted. B. Representational. C. Non representational. D. Symbolic. Remember, there were two types of subject ni art. We have representational and non-representational. This one, what is your answer? The answer is letter C. It's non-representational. Kasi it shows abstract manner. So representational, that's when you depict reality. So distorted naman, it's still considered abstract, but it can still show recognizable figures. Distorted nga lang siya. Si symbolic, it's not a term in classification of subject. Okay, very good. Number 29. Van Gogh's most famous work of art to this day. What is it? Is it the Mona Lisa, the Scream, Starry Night, or Poppies? It's letter C, Starry Night. Mona Lisa, that's by Leonardo da Vinci, and The Scream by Edvard Munch, and Poppies by Claude Monet. Poppies, poppies na ito ay flowers po ito, flowers. Poppy, the flower poppy. Poppy Field, Poppies, what else? Mostly kay Claude Monet. Very good. This is very easy and very gasgas na question. Now, let's have number 30, which is a stage play written by Father Geronimo Perez in 1673, depicting the wars between Christians and Muslims. Stage play that shows the war between Christians and Muslims. Is it A. Ati-Atihan, B. Zarzuela, C. Moro-Moro, D. Cenaculo? It's letter C. Moro-Moro. All these are plays or stage plays. All these the choices rather, they include Christians. Kasi si Ati-Atihan, it's a festival in Kalibu Aklan that honors the infant Jesus. So may involvement pa rin ang Christianity. Si Zarzuela naman, emotional reactions to social and political concerns. And then si Cenaculo, it's mainly the reenactment of Christ's passion and death, a passion of Christ or passion. That's the Cenaculo. Pero si Moro-Moro, siya lang yung stage play na may involvement ang Muslims. So it's a war between the Christians and Muslims. Are we clear? Okay, remember, Christians and Muslims, Moro-Moro. Reenactment of Christ's passion and death or passion, Cenaculo. Emotional reactions to social and political concerns, Zarzuela. And festival in Kalibu Aklan, ito yung naka-black mostly yung mga dancers, if I'm not mistaken, because it's related to Aitas ba? May taga-Aklan ba dito? Can you share something in the comment section? So that's the Ati-Atihan festival. Again, Christians and Muslims or wars between Christians and Muslims. That's Moro-Moro. 31. When Mrs. Kit became ill from stress, her doctor recommended that she listens to classical music. What reasonable conclusion can you draw from this situation? Is it A, listening to classical music is always better than listening to pop music? Letter B, listening to classical music has some therapeutic effects. Letter C, Mrs. Kit got sick because she did not listen to music for a long time. The answer is letter B. Listening to classical music has some therapeutic effects. Okay, it's letter B. We can't say letter A that classical music is always better than listening to pop music. Kasi hindi naman nila sinabi or they did not look down on pop music based on the question. The doctor just advised or recommended that she listen to classical music because listening to classical music has some therapeutic effects. If you're someone, you can relate to this, or some people can relate to this, if they're so stressed or kapag very information overload na, for example, they listen to classical music, or sometimes while studying they listen to classical music to calm down or to relax themselves because it brings peace to some people. And yeah, me too, I listen to classical music from time to time, depende sa mood. Number 32. Curiosita is one of the seven Da Vinci principles. Curiosita is one of the seven Da Vinci principles. Which of the following instances best exemplifies the use of the principle in the classroom? Although we might not understand the word curiosita uh, easily, or some of us might be confused what is curiosita, but we can somehow get an idea from the word. Grabe naman. Diba? Curiosita. What can you imply sa word na curiosita? It's the sense of being curious. Yes. So is it A? After you introduced the basic principles of origami, your pupils immediately started other paper folding techniques. Is it B? You relied heavily on a single textbook without needing to look into alternative resources to keep things simple for your students. Is it C? The intended learning outcomes of your lessons are attainable using one process or activity only. D. When you observed in class, you did not permit students to raise questions. Very good. Your answers are right. It's letter A. After you introduced the basic principles of origami, your pupils immediately started other paper folding techniques on their own. So, they are curious already. Number 33. Almost done. Sorry. We have short additional information on seven Da Vinci principles. Since na-include sa question C, curiosita. So, I tried to research what are the other seven Da Vinci principles kasi baka hindi na curiosita yung lumabas next time. Now, let's have the seven Da Vinci principles. Curiosita, that's the first one. Demonstrazione, sensazione, sfumato, arte or scienza, corporalita, and connessione. It was also mentioned earlier, connessione or connection. If it's a little blurry, siguro sa signal, kasi some of us are experiencing bad weather conditions. But when this will be re-uploaded, you can choose the highest resolution so it will be clearer and not blurry. I'm not sure if it is my signal or if it is your signal. That's why the slides are a bit blurry. But don't worry, this is recorded and this will be uploaded sa YouTube. And also sa private page, as a page. So, watch this again. And let's still keep going kahit pa meron tayong mga weather problems right now. Yes, don't let that discourage you. So don't worry, you can watch this again. So as much as you can, absorb what you can right now and be patient. Don't add or don't distract yourself too much of things that you can control. Yes. All right. So again, Curiosita, it's the curious approach to life and unrelenting quest for continuous learning. So if you want to keep learning or if you want to gain new skills, that principle is called Curiosita. You are being curious. And demonstrazione, commitment to test knowledge through experience and persistence, and also a willingness to learn from mistakes. So a willingness to learn from mistakes. So let's say the first time that you did it, it was not the best performance. So by the next time you improved, that's the principle demonstrazione because you learned something from your mistake last time. And next, sensazione. The key word for this one, it involves your senses. Sensazione, it involves your senses. Continual refinement of the senses, especially the sight, as the means to enliven experience. That's sensazione, senses. Now, sfumato. It's the willingness to embrace ambiguity, paradox, and uncertainty. Sfumato, it's the willingness to embrace ambiguity, paradox, and insert uncertainty. There will be other questions for this. Hopefully, ma-include pa siya sa mga succeeding Gen Ed questions, no? So, just keep watching because may na-encounter ako before na sfumato yung answer. So that's when you embrace ambiguity, paradox, and uncertainty. And then, arte or ciencia. Ciencia. Art or science. It's the balance or the development of the balance between science and art, logic, and imagination. So science, it has meaning or it has explanation. And for art, it's more of your emotions, your own creativity. So there's no rule. Nabilaukan po si Oaks. Mm, number. Joke. Next one. Aray. Corporalita is the cultivation of grace, ambidexterity, fitness, and poise. So the clue word here is grace and also poise. Let's say corporalita, it's when you look at something that has poise or that has grace. And that's corporalita. Right. Next one, last one. Connessione or the connection. That's the recognition and appreciation of the interconnectedness of all things and phenomena. That's when the things are interconnected to each other. So that Da Vincian principle is called connessione. Again, let's review 7 Da Vincian principles. Curiosita, that's the curious approach to life, and the unrelenting quest for continuous learning. Demonstrazione, or I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Commitment to test knowledge or willingness to learn from your mistake. Sensazione, it involves your senses. And sfumato, it's the willingness to embrace ambiguity, meaning hindi pa masyadong clear, but you're willing to embrace that one. And arte or ciencia, that's the balance or the development between science and art. And corporalita, that's about grace, poise, fitness, ambidexterity. And then for connessione, interconnectedness or connection. Okay, let's proceed. Number 33. Art that emerged in the mid 1950s that used imagery from popular culture is termed blank. Popular culture, what was it earlier? Its letter. Is it A, Impressionism, B, Realism, C, Minimalism, D, Pop art? Its letter D, Pop art. Remember, Impressionism, small brush strokes. Father of Impressionism, Claude Monet. Surrealism, it portrays the subject as it is in reality. Minimalism, it focuses on the essentials. And si pop art, that's the pop culture. Next, number 34. Interaction was painted by, sino yun kanina sa mga Filipino painters and painting? Interaction is painted by who? 34. Is it A, Fernando Amorsolo, B, Juan Luna, C, Vicente Manansala, D, Victorio Idades? It is letter D, Victorio Idades. Interaction, Victorio Idades. This one, Spoliarium. He is the national hero who painted the Spoliarium. Letter, is it A, Carlos Francisco, B, Jose Hoya, C, Vicente Manansala, or D, Juan Luna? That's Solarium, of course, it's Juan Luna. Ayun, merong ibang painting. Si Carlos Francisco, he painted Filipino struggles through history, Kamote Diggers, but I think Kamote Diggers is unfinished. And First Mass at Limasawa as well, that's by Carlos Francisco. Jose Hoya, he painted Martyr of Panay. Vicente Manansala, Madonna of the Slums. Planting Rice, Fernando Amorsolo. Solarium, Juan Luna. 36. During her class observation, Mrs. Rista's PowerPoint presentation failed. Instead of rescheduling her observation, she decided to improvise. Despite the unforeseen circumstance, her observation result turned out to be a good one. In this scenario, she was able to practice Da Vinci's what? Is it A, sfumato, B, arte or scienza, C, sensazione, D, conoscione? It's letter A. Yes, because you embraced that uncertainty. She was not stressed. She was able to handle and able to improvise something after that incident. So that's sfumato. 37. In art, soul making refers to creating something unique and worthwhile using intelligence. Which of the following activities can be considered a byproduct of soul making? A, instructing pupils to pick up their trash. B, crafting stories that fit your student's context. C, erasing lecture notes on the board. D, viewing instructional videos on behalf of your students. Soul making refers to creating something unique and worthwhile using intelligence. It's halin dito ang may ginagawang something. It's ginagawang something. It's letter B. You are crafting stories that fit your students' context. So that's soul making in art because you're making something, you're making stories. See, instructing pupils, you're just telling them to pick up their trash. You erase lecture, you're basically instructing them again. And then for viewing instructional, you're consuming. You're the one consuming, you're not the one making. So that's not included. The answer is letter B. You are crafting stories that fit your students' context. Number 38. Okay pa ba ang lahat? Yes, 2 hours na tayo. Naramdaman niyo ba yun? We had a good discussion earlier and a few more items for these set of questions. Again, hydrate yourself, drink water, get up and stretch a little bit. Yes. 38. The answers sa sila, very good. Let me read it. Miss Condiman needs music for her school's celebration of Buwan ng Wika. Which purpose of music is best demonstrated by the situation? Is it A, music for earning prestige? B, music for political campaign? C, music for social cultural occasion? D, music for tribal identity? It's letter C, music for social cultural occasion. So because you're needing music to celebrate buwan ng wika. Letter C. 39. In which three-dimensional art is the use of metal, wood, glass, and concrete to build structures is common? In which three-dimensional art is the use of metal, wood, glass, and concrete to build structures is common? Is it A, architecture, B, assemblage, C, abstract art, D, action painting? You use three-dimensional art uses metal, wood, and glass. It's letter A, architecture. See, assemblage, assembling something yan. You're still making three-dimensional art, but you don't build structures. Kumbaga, like big, you don't make concrete structures. It could be you're just making, you're assembling something out of fabric, out of sticks, or it could be you're making something out of small pieces of wood. So, hindi concrete and big structures. Sa abstract art, yes, that's abstract art. We don't use metal, wood, glass, and concrete. And si action painting, ganun din. So the answer for this one is letter A, architecture. 40. Orange and blue are examples of blank. A, complementary colors, B, neutral colors, C, secondary colors, or D, tertiary colors. Orange and blue are examples of A, complementary colors. So remember, complementary, opposite sa color wheel. Analogous, magkatabi-tabi sa color wheel. Triadic, three colors that equal ang distance nila sa color wheel. Si split complementary, yung opposite niya, yung two sides or yung colors beside the exact opposite, that's the split complementary. What else? Monochromatic, shades of one color. Next, number 41. This refers to the way an object feels to the touch or looks as it may feel. When you touch something, that's the letter A, texture. Is A, value, B, line, C, space, D, texture. It's letter D, texture. Very good. And number 42. Mrs. Mestra is the founder of your school. To honor her memory, the community decided to create an artwork that would be installed on the school's quadrangle for everyone to see. What kind of art should be installed? A, painting, B, diorama, C, bust, D, music box. So you want to honor the memory of Mrs. Mestra. And you want to install an artwork in the quadrangle. So you need to make a bust. So that bust artwork. So ito yung mga artwork na alam mo yung lagi natin nakikita kay Rizal. And some of those structures are only until the bust area. Yung until below the shoulders, a little below the shoulders. That's bust artwork. Mostly it's the portrait of a person. I mean the face or the head of a person. That's bust artwork. For painting, we know that. For diorama, you are depicting scenes in here, not a person. So diorama, it could be a miniature about your school, or your miniature about a market, or let's say Tondo, Manila. I've seen a diorama about that. That diorama. And of course, music box. Music box. When you open a box, it plays music. Or sometimes you need a key to play the music. So it's not something that you can install to honor the memory of the founder of your school. You use bust artwork. Letter C, number 43. Blue is a blank. Or very easy questions until 50. Is it A, warm color, B, complementary color, C, cool color, D, analogous color? Blue is a cool color. Can you give an example of a warm color? An example of a warm color, yes, red. How about example of complementary colors? Example of complementary. Blue and orange. And analogous colors. Example of analogous colors. Example of analogous colors. Red, yellow, and orange. Okay. So remember, complementary, opposite sa color wheel. Analogous color, magkakatabi-tabi sa color wheel. Monochromatic color, shades of one color. Yes. So familiarize yourself with the color wheel to understand the color schemes. And kapag alam niyo na lahat ng colors, alam niyo na lahat ng divisions of colors, yeah, madali ang gulayan ng buhay niyo. Funny to the comment. Okay. Yes, kung alam niyo na lahat ng color, pwede niyo nang kulayan ang iyong future. Okay, number 44. Your colleague, Miss Bata, will teach art and curved lines with her kindergarten pupils. But she is unaware of any 2-minute writing activity. Which writing activity will you recommend? A. Drawing triangles. B. Writing the letter S. C. Folding papers. D. Drawing grass. So, Miss Bata will teach arc and curved lines. So, what 2-minute activity, writing activity is applicable? It's letter B, writing the letter S. Alam niyo na yan. 45. It is a kind of visual art in which pigments are applied to a surface to create shapes and colors. A kind of visual art in which pigments or colors are applied to a surface to create shapes and colors. Is it A, sculpture, B, painting, C, literature, D, music? It's letter B, painting. Sculpture, it's not applied on a surface, but it's created a three-dimensional form. And literature naman, it doesn't create shapes and colors. You're writing something using words. And music, it might have shapes and colors if you will accept the notes, but mostly music, you listen to it. You don't apply pigments to a surface. So again, that's painting. 46. What is the title of the article in the 1987 Philippine Constitution where the teaching of arts is highlighted? Saan sa ating constitution included si arts? Is it A, national territory, B, separation of church and state, C, Bill of Rights, D, education, science and technology, arts and culture and sports? It's letter D, education, science and technology, arts, culture and sports. This is article number what? Ano article ito sa ating Philippine Constitution? Education, science, technology, arts, culture, and sports. Lumalabas ito both Gen Ed and Prof Ed, I think. Not only in arts appreciation na Gen Ed. Meron din sa social studies, and then sa Prof Ed, meron din ito, yung mga Republic Act natin, kasali din. So this is article, walang may sagot. Ako lang ba ang sasagot? This is article 14. You look that in uh, the Philippine Constitution. You look at that. Next, number 47. It refers to an object that has two dimensions. Refers to an object that has two dimensions, the height and the width. Is it A, the value, B, line, C, form, D, shape? The answer is letter B, shape. Height and width, that's for the shape. Kapag included na si, let's say, length, width, and height, pag three-dimensional, that's the form. Okay. Again, if two-dimensional, shape. Pag three-dimensional, form. Kapag one-dimensional, line. Kapag adding white and adding black, that's the value. 48. Miss Robles wears a beige dress, light brown boots, and hazel coat to work. Oh, beige dress, light brown boots, and hazel coat to work. Hazel coat. She is wearing blank colors. Are they complementary, monochromatic, triad, arbitrary? They are letter B, monochromatic. Number 48, letter B, monochromatic. Next, number 49. Who is responsible for the collection and exhibit of museum artifacts? Is it A, the artist? Is it B, government? C, collector? D, curator? Yung mga nagtatrabaho sa museum para i-preserve yung mga artworks or yung mga other structures or sculptures na nasa museum, who are they? They are the curator. They're responsible of collection and exhibiting the artworks in the museum, curator. Next, number 50. The NCAA is the Philippines' official government agency for culture. NCAA stands for A, National Committee in Cultural Appreciation. B, National Commission on Culture Arts. C, National Committee for Culture and the Arts. D, National Commission for Culture and the Arts. Is it National Committee or National Commission? What is the last answer? It's letter D, National Commission for Culture and the Arts. Remember, NCAA, National Commission for Culture and the Arts. And that's the last item for general education, arts appreciation. Kumusta? How does it feel? I hope you learned something, and if may mga items na hindi maalala, watch this video again. And if you have new information, then share it with others too. So, my scores yung iba, 39/50. I'll accept that. So, watch it again. You can do better next time. Thank you so much for watching my 45/50. Wow, top notcher. Yes, this is just arts appreciation. So I hope I made it clear, comprehensive, and also you were able to understand, although some of it might be a bit fast. Thank you so much, everyone. And para sa mga hindi nakastart, this will be uploaded sa page and also sa YouTube. So you can watch it there again. Thank you, thank you. And we still have time to cook dinner. We still have time to cook dinner. So if you're already cooking, sana maging masarap ang niluluto mo. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Thank you. Good afternoon once again. Thank you, thank you. I'll exit na po. Bye. See you again next time. My next lecture pa po ako. May assignment si sir. So, see you again sa succeeding days. And continue watching the other videos uploaded and watch a lot of videos. Multitask if may mga kailangan pang gawin. So, the video is very convenient for you and you're provided with a lot of materials. Multitask po while naliligo, naghuhugis sa plato, nagluluto, or kung ano man. Thank you. Bye-bye.